Well, hello, if you're going to catch us on the replay, we appreciate you very much. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for thumbs upping. Hang out. It'll get exciting in a little bit. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let me get things going here, set up for us to have a great conversation tonight. We can only have a great conversation because of you kind people. All the likes and subscribes and shares and donations you give us, you keep us motivated. Woo, you do indeed keep us motivated. I made a couple boo-boos over the weekend I'm trying to fix today while I think of it. I shredded a piece of paper I didn't want to shred. But I think I can regenerate it out of my brilliant mind. Oops, let me get that out of the way. Very nice. It's, like I said, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right. I need to go with this living. Let's see here. I can remember. Gotta recreate that document I shredded. Dang it. I'm one of these people that if you don't know, and if you're just learning about us, I love making notes. I take a lot of notes, lots of notes. Because I have jelly brain or squishy brain, so I do make a lot of notes about things. I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to misplace things. Huh. Oh well, I don't know where that is. I'll have to find that in a minute. Thank you all for joining me. You guys stare out the window for a second. I need to go get something. Well, you can't see out the window very well here. All right. Thank you for sticking around. I forgot something that I needed. And I couldn't remember where I put it. Tay Williams in the house. How are you today? Thank you for being here. Hope you are doing well this fine Monday afternoon. Let's see if these work. Thank you for the thumbs up, as I'm sure you gave us one. Not too bad, surviving. Weather's not too bad, looks like it's gonna rain. But it is 70 to 72 degrees. So we're all right, you know. Not too much to complain about, but we can always do it. There we go. Gotta try to set things up here. All right. Try to get organized. Like the new hat, thank you, thank you. Alex is in the house. Good to see you, thank you. I got a couple of new hats. I bought them for my wife's birthday. So, all right. And how are you guys today? Thank you for the thumbs up. I like hats. I got lots and lots of hats. I gotta get, this one's not quite perfect yet. I gotta work on this one. It came in really wrinkled, so I'm gonna have to steam it a little bit and maybe starch it a tiny bit. But my other ones came in a little bit stiffer. Gunnar is in the house. Good to see you too. What am I doing? Well, I'm working on some homework. I accidentally shredded a note. I make a lot of notes. And so I made a bunch of notes about my channel and things I needed to work on this week. And over the weekend, I accidentally shredded it. So one, I'm trying to recreate that. 2, killing some time. 3, doing laundry, getting the house departyized. Is that a word? Departyized, repartyized, reset up. We had a big party over the weekend, and I am trying to work on that a little bit. What are you guys all doing? I had about 6 really good videos I was going to be working on, 8, and I have totally shredded my notes. Dang it. I'm hoping those ideals will come back to me. Let me see about you guys. What are you guys up to out there? Does anybody have a YouTube channel? Well, Gunnar, your dream is to go to Tokyo and get 50 subs, so you're really close. You're 2 away. I think you can do it if you put your mind to it. Let's see here. Okay, is another young person in the audience. All right, I see that. All right. So, crappy. Can't believe I shredded my notes. Know what I need to think about. Oh. Okay. Karaoke, that wasn't on my list. I'm 99% sure I shredded it. I did. I did. I'm just a horrible YouTuber. Alright, so let's see. I gotta do that one about the party hosting. Gotta do that one. Crap. Huh. Maybe we should do a new one on that. I don't think these are the topics that I was going for, but I've come up with the two new ones, but I don't think they're quite the topic I was doing that I was writing down last week. But you know, that's all right. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Woo-wee. That's not the right video. Oh, I got to get my bird feeders ready. Crap, forgot about that. Does anybody like to feed the birds? I know I do. Looks like everybody's outside walking their dogs today. Oh, there you go. I think this hat's a little sloppy on me. I know it's supposed to be a little sloppy. Supposed to be a little sloppy of a hat, but doesn't mean you gotta look bad in it. That's right. So I got a couple things I need to fix. Right? I also need to do that. Maybe that file's backed up. I'm hoping. Oh yeah. That's another big one right there. Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Backlash, how are you, my friend? How was the fishing today? Shit. How was the fishing? The party looked good? Well, it was tiring, I tell you what, man. I'm still not fully recuperated. Not fully recuperated. So, that's what happens to me. I catch so many fish, I lose count, man. I made a couple mistakes this weekend. I had a bunch of notes because, I take a lot of notes on stuff I needed to work on for my channel. But I was also shredding documents, so I shredded a page of notes. And so I'm trying to recalculate or to reformulate or refigure out my notes. Yeah, it's the water's not really warm here. We're still talking about cold weather here. It's 70 today and rainy. So depending on how the next couple weeks, the water will start to warm up and do a little fishing. We not going to do any trout fishing this year because the limit, it's a good hour and 15 minutes from here to there. The fishing's easy on White River, but apparently there's a gigantic die-off on the hatchery. Therefore, if you want to keep fish, you can only keep 2. And even though I'm not real big on keeping fish, you know how the wife is, they like to keep the fish. So, but driving an hour and 15 minutes for 2 fish, well, you should. It's kind of how some of the other channels have done so well. And if we were, part of what I plan to do, I have another channel myself called Fishing with Pack. And if we ever get and I do live streams during the summer here fishing on live streams. I don't put them on that channel yet because I haven't really done anything with it. So I don't even think I'm up to 50 people on it yet, but I haven't done anything with it. But if we move to Alabama or Florida like we'd really like to, then I've set that channel up so that I can do just that. And I just plan on doing a bunch of fishing on it. Yeah, they work really well. Live streams work really well. I do live streams a lot, obviously. Where's my camera? I feel like I'm out of whack. Here. Maybe I'll shut that. And you can do really well with live streams. The only problem is, you know, how many of those 15 are you going to keep, right? Because if it's more than just, hey, I stopped by and saw you, because, you know, look, even at the party over the weekend, I think we gained probably a good 10 people over that party, and but I think only 3 has stuck around. YouTube has only allowed me to keep 3 of the 10. Nah, not coming to Eastern North Carolina. We actually thought about retiring in Myrtle Beach, but once I did the line and realized and looked at the winter weather, I went, nah, I don't think I want to do that. You guys are too cold out there. Too cold. You know, it's too cold where I'm at, so I got to go way further south. But that's all right. But I do think it's a great way to grow your channel and grow an audience and get followers. You know, that's kind of what Anyfin did. When I first was with Anyfin, when he was a very small, young channel, literally really small. That's how he's done so well, is by doing those live streams all the time. And there's a lot of fishing channels that do exactly what he does and have been doing it for years. And I think it's good. I think it's a good way to do it. So I think you should do more like that, more activities. You know, fish, enjoy yourself, and just kind of let nature take its course and see how you do. But don't get hung up. I mean, they will follow. You know, the thing is to, I think is important, is to try to engage, ask questions. I try to write down and make notes when new people come in. And I know that's hard to do on a live, you know, when you're outdoors. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I like doing them, and maybe I need to try to work my fishing channel a little bit harder to get 50 so I could go live on it, because, you know, I need to probably do that. I need to turn it on and go to other people's fishing channels and then get 50. And this summer, I can do my live streams on Fishing with Pack. Yeah, I can understand that. Eastern Carolinas really don't say that you can keep the fish because everything's overfished. Yeah, you know, here, White River is one of the top 10 trout fishing places, but it's, like I said, it's a good hour and 15 minutes from my house. But apparently, something happened. They had I don't know if they had I don't know what they did. I haven't read it. But something happened, and the hatchery's not producing. I think they lost all of their hatchlings and or their eggs. I don't know what they did. They had a major malfunction. So, but, you know, and this is not being too jerkish, but I'm kind of picky about where I keep fish at. I know my wife would probably eat almost any fish. She doesn't really like lake fish. You know, they grew up eating saltwater fish. And I'm not real big on lake fish either. So there's some that I would eat, but I also don't have a really great accessible body of water. The body of waters that I usually go to, that I can get to due to my disabilities, aren't great fisheries. They're dirty places. Yeah. Destroyed I don't know what destroyed ours, but something hit ours. I think what they did is they had a power outage, if I remember right. So they had they had the huge power outage, and everything froze, which I think is what happened here. So if you want to catch trout up at the White River, you can only take two at a time. And they don't, I mean, it's a fun place to fish and it's a beautiful place to fish, but I know my wife is gonna, I mean, if I was going up for the day and just fishing and having a good time and not, it's all right. But all the fish are about the same up there, they're anywhere from 11 to 15 inches unless you get lucky. Fish, hatchery fish. So, not that interested in that. So, but what I'm disappointed in, and I need to do a little bit more checking on a couple things. What I'm really disappointed on is where people with handicaps can get to, the fishing kind of sucks. They don't seem to take good care of those bodies of water. So, I mean, we have a lake right down here that's called Lake Fayetteville. The handicap spot is the worst place to fish on the whole lake. Worst place. The other lake I go to, a little giant pond I like to go to when I live stream, well, it's handicap accessible, really nice and easy, but it's a nasty lake. But it's easy to catch fish and you can throw them back. The river that we have around here, it's hard to get to, A lot of the land is owned up by people, so you can't fish areas, you can't get there, The boat ramps are a booger here because we live in the mountains. Not real easily accessible. But that's my own fault. And that's why we like the concept of going to Florida, Alabama, southern Alabama, Florida. Because everywhere there are fishing piers and they're handicap accessible. You got boardwalks and parks and places just everywhere where you can literally easily get out and go fish and have a good time. So, that's kind of the problem we have around here. That's why I'm not very excited about around here. If you got a boat, you can go on our big lake, our reservoir. It's not a great lake because they don't manage it for fish. They manage it for energy consumption. So they will drop that lake in a heartbeat. And that messes up the trout fishing, of course. But they'll drop the lake, 10, 15 feet at a time. Up and down, up and down. So there's no vegetation. There's a lot of structure, but there's no vegetation. A lot of dead structure, a lot of hard structure, but we used to do, I think we still do official bass tournament here, the Forrest Whitaker Cup. I think, are they still calling, maybe it's calling it Major League, I don't know what they're calling it now. But we used to have the FLW tour here. And our lake, Beaver Lake, was the lake that they all hated to come to the most. But since Walmart's located here and Walmart sponsored it, they kind of had to come here and act like they liked it. But it can go up 15, 20 feet and go down 30 feet. You just don't know where the lake's going to be. And it can be done that over a weekend. So it's kind of crazy. But you gotta love fishing. If you don't love, you're a nut job. At the sea. Cut that There we go. All of my neighbors are out walking their dogs. Ruh-roh. Oh, there it is. The hell? No. I'm messing up. I wonder if I can reverse that image. I don't know if I can reverse that image. I need to reverse it. Flip it, reverse it. I don't think I can do that. Shit. Because I'm too far over. I guess I could cheat. And if you're smart, there's always a way to cheat when you're doing a video. Not that I'm smart. Living on a prayer. Oh, we got the sun peeking out here. Looks like it's gonna rain all day long. Now the sun's gonna peek out a little bit at us. Which is good for me, maybe not for you. All right, that's what it is. Come on now. Ah, the sun is coming out. Shit. I forgot to look at that part. Hang on. Living on a prayer. Jimmy's in the house. How are you, man? Rant for the day. The rant for the day. So what are you up to today besides that? Anytime. We're happy to let people rant on this channel. Party's over. Got a new hat. I'm still wounded from the party. Feel like I got ran over by a Mack truck. Just home from the office, thinking about going on a diet. I think about going on a diet every 12 minutes, man. So I call it the 12-minute diet thought, you know. Did you enjoy all the food at the party? I'm working on things, man. I lost notes. I'm trying to recreate my list from the weekend that I shredded accidentally. There's the sun. Look at that. Will the sun ever shine again? Not if you're married to a Filipina. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I feel old, I feel tired. Maybe I feel tired because I'm old. I don't know. Which comes first, chicken or the egg, right? May the sun shine upon you. Swung by the drugstore to pick up some meds. Yes. Bought 4 bags of popcorn. I like the Skinny Pop popcorn. Drugs to get, well, me so you can eat more popcorn. There you go. Which in turn will get you to need more meds. There you go. There you go. Man, the freaking drugs, man, are I don't see the prices coming down yet, Donald. You know, you promised the drug prices are going down, but where's that at yet? I mean, luckily, my health insurance has has one of those like levelized billing plans, since I spend so much money on drugs every year, that I have what they call like a stop loss at $5,000 out of pocket, and they know I'm going to blow that. So all I got to do is pay $5,000. So they just divide it by 12 and bill me monthly ahead of time for the $5,000 as we go along. So kind of scary, but it is the way it is. But we do like the Skinny Pop popcorn. Skinny popcorn. It was good. But yeah, I don't think we're ever going to be well. That's one thing I look at, Jimmy, is, you know, I think I am what I am, and I don't know if there's much more I can do about anything. You know, the doctors always want you to go for more testing or more this, or more that. Go to physical therapy, do this, do that. And I'm just like, I just don't think it works. I told my doctor, let yourself go, Dick. I let myself go 3 days after I was born. But I told my doctor the other day, I said, nah, I just think I'm tired of all this runaround. I said, I just don't think there's anything you can do to fix anything. And he kind of got a little irritated with me, but I'm like, am I wrong? Like, well, no, not really. And I said, then why are we trying? Why do I keep jumping through these hoops? Why do I keep going to places and spending money and putting myself through bullshit? So unless it's something that can truly be fixed or greatly improved, you know what I mean? So, the kids and the mommies and daddies are out walking. If I break my leg, I'll go get it fixed. But, it's like I need another surgery like I need a hole in the head. I don't need any more physical therapy. And I have a lot of problems with the legs, of course, and the back, and the heart, the lungs, the kidneys. All right, I'm on maintenance drugs, be on them forever. What the hell more are you gonna effing do to me, I'm not gonna, you can't operate on me and my heart. It is what it is. The lungs are what it is. There's no surgery that's gonna, it's just stupid. So I'm just like, why the hell am I going? So I said, I'll just come back every 6 months and we'll run some blood work. And we'll call it good. Make sure the blood work is good. Blood work's good, we have nothing to worry about. I know, man. But I am looking forward, Jimmy, to warm weather. I'm looking forward to getting the hell out of this house. Don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm really glad Lorelai's birthday party's over. I can tell you that much. A lot of wasted money on Filipina parties. Lots of wasted monies. And I guess you probably waste a lot of money on parties no matter what, right? So maybe it's not just their parties. I'm going to probably spend the next 2 weeks trying to get my garage back into garage order so we can get the car back in there. I finally cleaned out the closet and threw away jeans I kept thinking I might fit in someday. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way, and yeah. I'm with you. This is probably the smallest I will ever be, and I don't have any clothes for anything smaller, and I think that's a good thing. This is probably the smallest I'll ever be. So I'll just roll with this. If I need smaller clothes, I'll go to Walmart and buy some sweatpants. Because I don't even wear jeans anymore. I wear jeans. I think I wore jeans once last year. I wear shorts 90%, 99% of the time, and then the other is kind of like sports pants, But yeah, I'm with you. I finally got Lorelai under control not to buy me any more clothes because I got boxes and boxes and boxes full of clothes. And since I don't work and I really don't go anywhere, I don't burn through clothes. You know what I mean? So, I finally got her dragging home clothes for me. Like, yeah, I don't need that. I got that over there already. It's already in my closet. Yes, I got 5 of those. You bought them over the, So, but I did buy some new tropical shirts and hats. So I'm gonna do a little video. You know how those girls get on there and they change their outfits on YouTube or TikTok or whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm going to do one of those videos where you want to see my new outfit, you know? A little bit, yeah. She definitely has that gene, and I think it's Filipino gene. Ghost is in the house, says, I love the shirt, thank you. What about the hat? Yes, I think a lot of Filipinos have that gene because they had so little back home and now they're able to have so much. She is. Yeah. She has more pair of shoes than Payless. When Payless needs to order shoes, they call us. And never go wrong with the fedora. That's correct. I got a couple of new ones. I did. This one came in all beat to hell, so I'm not real happy. I'm going to try to crease my brim a little better. But yes, fedoras are great. And lots of purses, lots of clothes that she's never seen the daylight of in 20 years that she's been here. You know, I can't get her to give them away. Yeah, I got a couple of new fedoras. That's it. And I've had to work with her and train her that, look, it's only, if we don't need it, it's not a good deal because you're just pissing away money otherwise. But you're correct. She's worked hard in the past to go, hey, it's on clearance. It's only $5. I'm like, well, but if we don't need it, and we spend $5, we just wasted $5. But then, of course, the logic from their minds are, it's only $5. Forget the fact that those $5 add up. Exactly. Go says, my wife said she wanted a Betsey Johnson purse for Christmas. Well, there's 8 of them on the rack. Which one could I pick? I understand that. My brother Johnny told me what I ought to do is recycle. Now, granted, Lorelai's not as small as she was when she came to America, but her closet is so packed that I have to have my own completely separate closet in another part of the house. And she keeps trying to invade that closet, and I won't let her. My brother told me, he said, what you ought to do is just pack up some of the clothes little by little and put them in a box, and she'll never know that they're gone. And that'll free up space in that closet because I do the laundry. I hang everything up, and I can't hang her shit up. She's got it hung up in the bedroom now. She's got a storage rack in the bedroom where we sleep and the closet, the bathroom. I'm just like, but she's got to pay for all of her own clothes now. It doesn't come out of the community budget. So she's got to pay for it all her own self. But just this last year, we've spent about $6,000 on purses. Yeah, she's bought 2 LV purses. But for her birthday this weekend, she got a couple of new purses. She got a new LV, but she also got a couple other brands that I don't know anything about. Yeah, that's it. Decades ago, when I go to the mall, park myself at the sushi bar, and tell my ex, come and get me done. My problem is Lorelai wants me to justify her purchases. And I was telling my brother, and my brother's wife kind of does this too. I guess women do this, right? They want to justify their purchases or their purchases. So, and maybe their purses. So she'll go, oh, well, I found you this shirt. You know, yes, your shirt was $10 and my outfit was $2,000. But I found, that's why I had to buy this, because you got a new shirt. You got a new $10 shirt. So yes, I had to buy 12 new dresses, you know. Hello, Pat, good to see you. How are you? You know. Yeah, my wife gets so pissed because I just like, you know, just pick one. Pick it. I don't, but that's what you want. I don't want to justify your overspending. Good to see everybody. How you, Pat from Jimmy? How you, Jimmy? So, and granted, we all come from two different worlds. I'm older, smarter, wiser. You know, she's making good money, so she thinks she should be able to just blow it on whatever she wants. You know, I told her the other day, I said, as long as you don't, when I get ready to buy another house, you better not have no debt. I'm not doing this bullshit where you're running up a bunch of credit cards. So, Pat says doing good. How's the weather for you, Pat? I survived the weekend. I did indeed. I survived the weekend. I don't know how well I survived it. I came out wounded, But I went to war. We had the battle, and I went and came home. I wouldn't say I came home victorious, but I was able to limp my way back to sovereign territory. Yeah, it's 72 degrees here. Sun was popping out a minute ago. We have clouds overcast here, look like rain off and on, but I don't know. So, but I'm really glad the party's over. Now it's going to be the next week of getting this house back in order. And they're already planning the tropical shirt party, which won't be too bad because a lot of that's outside. But, we always have a tropical shirt party where everybody has to come wearing their best tropical stuff. And, that one's not so bad. They won't have to take over my garage for that. They can sit outside. A lot of work yet to do. We got to get all the decorations down from the party because yesterday we both did nothing but sleep and rest. I'm telling you, I got up and was up for a few hours and then I was... Mel Gibson said, nobody wins the war. That's why we have more. There you go. Yeah. I think that's a profound way of looking at it, right? Nobody wins the party. That's why we have more of them. What is it? My God. I know the host never wins at the party, I don't think. Or at least the husband didn't because my wallet's empty and, and all of her friends walked away with goodies. Good food, not only food, but goodie bags, because that's the culture, I guess. I walk away with a very sore ankle that I can barely walk on, and a house to clean up, and a freezer full of food that I need to vacuum seal and put in the freezer, then feeding my dog Lily later. YouTube just notified me over the weekend. It says I need to download the YouTube Studio. Yeah, why not? I have it on my desk. Well, on your desktop, it's just part of your dashboard. On your phone, it's very helpful on your phone if you download the Studio app on your phone. I do for Lorelai. I'm a better husband than she deserves, Jimmy. I am. I'm not going to live forever. And I'll tell you, honestly, I'm really the type of human, old guy now, that I'm happy being alone. I don't need a lot of people in my world. I'm happy to go fishing and just kind of be with the dogs and and I know this sounds really bad, and I've told her that if Lorelai passed away before I did, I'd never get remarried, never, But I try to make her life happy, even though she probably thinks I do a shitty job, Sometimes I think women can't realize how well they have it. You know what I mean? I don't know for sure, but I think this is all women from all walks of life. I think it's part of their DNA not to be able to appreciate what they have and or what their partner has helped to provide them to have. You know, they forget how bad it can be. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm working on a thing about Westernization of Filipino women, and that's one thing that I've come across is after a while they truly forget where they came from. And that's women from Thailand, China, the Philippines, and pretty much anywhere that's not a first world country. They have a tendency to forget where they come from. Women won't learn that when you ask us, what are you thinking? And we say nothing, we truly are thinking about nothing. Yeah, nothing. I am just here. You know, I'm watching TV, I'm watching the birds, I'm sitting outdoors, I'm just sitting here. Leave me alone. You know, men like to be quiet, which I think is a good thing. I have that gene in me where I truly enjoy quiet. But that's not part of the women mentality to be quiet. But Jimmy, you're right. A lot of times when they, we're not thinking about anything, and they're like, "Well, I know you are. You have to be thinking about what I did or didn't do, or what I spent, or, it's kind of like they're all, and it's kind of like this. Um, you can't tell them this because this just makes them mad. But if they're over there doing that, wow, what are you thinking? And blah, blah, blah. What they're doing is telling on themselves. We truly are sitting around thinking of nothing. Well, they're guilty about something. Shopping, something, I don't know, gabbing on the phone too much. I don't know what it is. But they truly are guilty about something, or they wouldn't be trying to figure out what we're thinking about. Right? So that's what I think. They got a guilty conscience. Oh, does he know how much money I spent the other day? Did he know that I bought that dress? What's he thinking about? Is he thinking about other women? Is he thinking about the pound of weight I gained? Does he think my girlfriend is prettier than me? We even have that look staring into space. Our brain is just stalled nothing. Nothing but peace. Peace, enjoyment, and reflection. Yes. We love peace, enjoyment, and reflection. And Lorelai loves to fish. And there's time when I take her fishing. Well, and she got mad when we had a boat, because I would take her fishing on the boat, but I prefer to go fishing with a couple of guy buddies. Because one, they know that when you're out on the boat and you're fishing, you don't got to talk. If you're with another dude on a boat, you don't got to talk. You just fish, right? And then if something comes up, like, oh, you ran into a dead body, well, then you talk about it. But other than that, you just fish and enjoy. With your wife, it's always, well, the weather, this, the wind, the fish, the hook, the bait. It's like, holy shit and mud farts. Can't you just wasabi, Like, I don't know. How come they're not biting? How come this? How come that? I'm like, oh, shit in Christ. Just stop. So she didn't like us having a boat because I had more enjoyment without her than with her. So, I see a lot of Filipinos do like one another at parties sometimes. They think the girls like other girls seen. A lot that happen these days. Yeah. Yes, but Jimmy, that doesn't work. She just tells me, well, then you didn't find the right place, you know. Pat, I'll say this about Lorelai had a good birthday party. All the people were personally invited, so this party wasn't open up to the big community. So I really convinced her not to invite the entire Filipino community because a lot of them I don't like. They're bloodsuckers, users, not good people. But the people that came to this party, she personally invited, and these were all really decent ladies. Their husbands are some of the better guys, you know. So this group of women that were here this weekend were the better of them for the most part. There's one of them I don't like, but other than that, they're all good people, you know, for the most part. I mean, I'm sure their husbands were glad that they left the house for 5 hours, but they behave well here, you know. So. But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. I just don't think a lot of women can be happy where they're at. Well, she does because I get mad and I'm like, no more. You know, we're not doing this anymore. And I have a real tendency. The other thing is this, Jimmy. They listen to my live streams. They've complained about what was it? I was going to write that down. Damn it, I forgot. I lost my list of videos I was working on because I shredded it accidentally. So I'm recreating it. Peacocking, thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm making a new video series, Living with the Filipina, is what I'm doing. And I've got a whole bunch of new topics I want to throw under Living with the Filipina, trying to grow my channel and become a leader in the community. But she told me the other day that I talked about peacocking after one of these stupid big ass events we went to that was stupid. And all they really did was out there peacocking, trying to show each other up. All the women. This is a big event, and probably 100 people. And I hated it. Hated it with freaking guts. And so I actually went on and talked about it on one of the live streams about all this stupid peacocking that went on. And so apparently I know they watch because other people have told other people that have told Lorelai that people were offended by me talking about how they peacock. So I'm making a personal video about peacocking. Oh, I didn't know that, Brother David. Yes, I typed another message up above the screen. Where did you go, Pat? Let me see that. Sorry, Pat. Jimmy, Pat, same here. Jimmy, Pat. I see a lot of Filipinos do like one another at parties. They do. Sometimes they think the girls like other girls seen. Lots of what happened these days. Other places, yes. Jimmy, Lorelai knows not to invite people that raise your blood pressure too much because I go off. Oh no, I didn't know that. I've typed another message above the screen. Hope I'm caught up, Pat. So yeah, because I recognize this. I recognize that Lorelai needs to be a social butterfly, needs to have friends. I recognize this in her. But she knows I do not. I mean, if I could find a way to get out of my own house, and maybe that's what she's afraid of. If we go live in Florida, she may never see me because I'd be fishing all the time. And if she's going to have a party, I'd just go fishing. But here we're landlocked, right? So she knows I can't escape. You know, there's nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go here. But if we lived down in southern Alabama or Florida, well, I could just pack up the poles and run down to 20 minutes away and do some saltwater fishing on shore. So she might be like, oh no, because I'd be happy not to be a part of the parties. But I know that she likes, and I know most Filipinos like to be social butterflies. That's kind of their character. It's how they grow up. And it's not a bad thing. It's just not a thing that I want to be necessarily. And the problem is, I don't want to be a social butterfly. I want to be the social bear. I want to be the social grizzly. I want to be the boss man. I'm so used to leading that I don't want to hang out and talk about stupid shit. I think my signal is going to go out. Uh-oh. Yeah, it is. It is. And Lorelai doesn't like me talking at parties. That's the other thing why I don't like to go. She doesn't like me speaking. She thinks I offend everybody or I say something stupid because I like to crack jokes and make fun. Hard winds? Yeah, we got some good winds going on here too, Pat. I don't know what the gust is. Maybe 20. Right now it's only a gust up to maybe 20. But I know Lorelai doesn't like it. Because I embarrass her when I speak, and I'm just thinking, which is fine, but I'm just thinking, that's funny, because I think a lot of the crap you guys do would be very embarrassing in an American circle. Eating with your fingers and grabbing food like it's never, ever going to see food again. Never, you know what I mean? There's so many things. The singing, the one-upmanship, the peacocking. There's so many things that wouldn't be done. But that's all right, right? It is what it is. But that's my goal. I just try to let her be happy, Pat. It's expensive and exhausting sometimes, though. Yeah, I've told a lot of people that over the years, and I'm at work and in my private consulting and here. I tell them, look, I tell people, men and women, even the Filipinos, sometimes they will ask me a question. I tell them, well, they don't like it. You know what I mean? I've had one, ask me about, how can they, attract a man? Well, you got to be attractive. Hello? Well, I'm like, what do you bring to the table? So hopefully I'm back. Asta says, I think you're attractive. Thank you. Attractive? Woohoo. Thank you. I appreciate that. Most women and men find me that way. A lot of them find me irresistible. But Jimmy, and thank you for thumbs up, everybody, by the way. I find it extremely important to be honest. I don't want to hurt you. If you ask me questions, I'm not going to be brutal, brutal, but I am going to tell you what I think because you asked. And if you, like you said, Jimmy, if you don't want to know my answer or anything from me, then don't ask me. And it should be by now, anybody who's even remotely associated with me should know that I say what I want to say. I've had people ask, oh, am I a good singer? No, you're not. You suck. Do you like this dress? Does this dress make me look fat? Yeah. Because you're fat under the dress. So yes, hello, yes, it does. I've had gentlemen, how do you think I'm a drunk? Yeah, I think you're an alcoholic. So, Asta, can you open and close a door at the same time? Of course. Hello. Can you? I can do anything. I'm above superhuman. I can do anything. And of course, if you're in a small house and you have like a bedroom door and a closet door, you can open one and close one at the same time. It's pretty easy. You can do it in small scale, like in the kitchen. You can have a cabinet door open and a cabinet door closed and go whoop, exact same time. Come on, man. Can you is the question. But you might create a black hole every time it's a paradox my brain can't handle. That's all right. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a black hole in our brain. We were talking about that earlier. When women ask us, what are you thinking? Nothing, you know. I think nothing is a black hole, right? Isn't that the definition of a black hole? Nothingness? Don't think too hard. You know, I mean, I have a real problem going down rabbit holes myself, but I'm trying to do better and learning it's not worth it, you know. All I need to concentrate on is what I need to do today, you know. It's, you know, I was talking to some people this weekend about our women folk and their futures, because we're all older men. We were all older men married to younger women. So we were talking about that. And I was telling them, I've heard from so many people over the years about how they really and truly don't care what happens to their wives after they die. Versus people like me and a few others that I know personally, and some others up here online on YouTube that I know very well that really do care what happens to their female after they die. And I got thinking when we were talking about this, it dawned on me. I said, you know, but I think the men who don't give a crap what happens to their spouse after they die, I think they have less stress and they're happier. From what I can see, you know what I mean? I don't know what you guys think about that. Maybe that's a paradox. The way to be happy is not to care. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I've decided I don't know anything. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we shouldn't know things, right? Maybe we should not know things. All I know is what my wife tells me I know, I guess. There we go. But the party this weekend wasn't too bad. I mean, except for the fact that we had to work days and days on it. But the party itself, since we were very restricted on who we invited. Now, we invited all of you guys on YouTube, but you guys didn't show up. I need to look at the stats from the live stream. How good was our live stream for the party? Let me get over, see. I didn't even have a chance to stay in touch with the live stream a whole lot. Here we go. Almost 1,500 views. So that's pretty good. Any comments after the fact? Not yet. Okay. Details. We get any new subscribers? I think so. I think it's old enough now. Because a lot of times when you do live streams on YouTube, if you don't know this, it takes a couple of days if you watch them back before the chats came up. Oh, here it is. Maybe here. Maybe I can see it over here. so I don't got to run it on that. Let's see if we got any good chats, conversations during the party. Camilla's Journey. I have to go back and subscribe to some of these people. Avocados in the house, Ken. Wow, we got a lot of different people. Oh, I see a lot of black on the live stream. Or gray, technically it's gray. So that means, let's see, we got a bunch of new subscribers. Let me go over here and see if I can thank some of them for joining us. There we go. Yeah, let me see. We got to find some of these new people in their channels. See if they got a channel. All right. But overall, I'll give the party an A- this year. Trying to upload a video while we're sitting here. Is it done? All right. I guess it's rendered. We got so much garbage, man. It's one of the worst things about having big parties is all the freaking trash. Not only did we have all the prep trash, we have all the party trash. So I got one trash can. That's what I was talking about, stealing the neighbor's cans the other day. So I got my trash can overflowing, and I got bags of garbage in the garage ready to go for next week. Or I got to go ask my nice neighbor. All There we go. Yeah, I didn't understand your question there. Try it again. If you're asking why I'm so handsome, it's just part of the DNA, you know? If you're asking why I'm so charming, well, it's just part of my DNA. It just is. What can I say? Not all of us can be as handsome as me and Jimmy and Pat. You can be part of the group if you want to be. Damn! So you mean it's in your blood? It is. Hey. It's in your blood, buddy. Charming, being handsome, being charming, all of that good stuff. It's part of our DNA. Did you watch the live stream over the weekend of the birthday party? Being jobless, not to forget being jobless. Well, why are you jobless? Do you want to? Let me ask you this. Are you jobless by choice? Would you like a job? I mean, why? In today's world, why are you jobless? I'm jobless. Did you know that? I consider myself to be a deadbeat. Well, yeah. So you don't consider school work then? I always considered going to school like a job. Thanks, David. Now go see your least trashy neighbors and give them some. Yes, right. That's it, man. Right. Or I got to sneak out in the middle of the night and do it. One of the two. My good neighbor, doesn't have their trash cans out yet. You know. But yeah. So Jimmy, what are you going to be doing? What's going on this year for you? What about the cruise world? I mean, we were thinking about doing a cruise, a European cruise, but I got a feeling that's just going to be off the table for a while. Mexico's off the table because, well, plus we've been to Mexico a bunch. I'm thinking about trying to do a trip this year, but I don't know. I thought I'd like to do another cruise. Okay, so where are you going? We've been on the Vista. We've been on the Vista. Where are you going to on the Vista? So I don't know where to go. I mean, the weird thing is, out of Miami, yeah, I think that's one that we took to Aruba. I think we took I think we took the Vista to Aruba. I can't keep them all straight. The Horizon, okay. Was the Vista out of Galveston? I did get a lot of messages that they liked the way the girls looked at the party, Jimmy. I don't know what you think about how the girls all looked, but I got a lot of messages telling me that the girls were hot this year. New report. Some guy tried to climb over the fence of his neighbors to throw his trash in their can. Okay, well, I won't climb the fence to do it. I'll just wait until he puts it in the street. Because once your garbage goes into the street, it's public. It's no longer your garbage once it goes into the garbage. So technically, yeah, I could come to your house and put my garbage in your garbage when it's on the street. This is Home Porter's Canaveral. All right. I need to pull up my Carnival account. I'm going to pull up Carnival. My only problem is, I mean, Jimmy, are you still liking Carnival Cruise? Or are you starting, I mean, we kind of, my wife doesn't really want to go because it's not like all she wants to do is go to New York or, somewhere, citywide. I don't care. But she'd like to go to Europe, but I think Europe's a bad plan right now. So I would really been thinking about the Cayman Islands, maybe Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, or the Canary, or, all of that is what I've been thinking, down that, because we've been everywhere else that way. Yeah, the Grand Caymans, right, is what I've been thinking about, Jamaica and the Grand Caymans. So, so we've been on 4 cruises. Yeah, the Horizon took us, I think the Horizon we went to Jamaica. The Vista, we went to the Equisea, we went to the Bahamas. I've only cruised of Carnival once they started free for me. I never shopped anywhere. Yeah, I understand what you're doing. Sometimes I just feel like they're underclassed. That it would be a little bit nicer to go on a little bit nicer ship. And that's why I was looking at those 2 Italian Carnival ships that are over there, one in California and one on Port Canaveral. Why did America attack Iran? Well, because what we needed to do was we needed to, what we call neuter or cut Iran's balls off. Iran hates America, the governing body of Iran, not the people. They hate anybody who's not Muslim and doesn't believe the way they believe. That's what the governing body is. And they have a real thing up their butt for anti-America, hating us. And if they had it their way and if they could and when they could, they would definitely attack us and others. So our president decided to punch the bully in the face, so to speak, before the bully got to bully you. Simply put. Yeah, on one trip we went, where did we, man, we've gone a lot of places. Well, we went to the Bahama area twice. And yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's good and bad, and there's good Muslims, bad Muslims. And the leadership of that country are so fanatic in their beliefs, which means crazy, devout, unrealistic, and believes truly if you don't believe the way they believe, then you're out of here. That you don't have the right to exist. Well, because Israel and America have been friends for a long time. What is Israel? Do you know what Israel, it's just another country. Even if, you can be friends of people of different faith. What is cholesterol? It's the thing that fat old people get, or you're going to get when you're fat and old from eating too many donuts. It damages your blood and can lead to heart stroke, death, heart attacks. So you only want to focus on the good, not the bad. There's good cholesterol that makes you healthy and bad cholesterol that makes you unhealthy. The governing body of Iran was the bad cholesterol. But Jimmy, yeah, I don't know. I like to take another cruise. Maybe September, October of this year. But I worry about my ankles, my legs, my knees. So, I mean, I own Carnival stock, Jimmy. I don't know if you knew that or not. Is it like vitamins? Yeah, kind of. It's more like, uh, well, in a way, I guess there's bad vitamins. I don't know. There's too much vitamins. You can have too much of a certain type of vitamin. It's kind of like alcohol. A lot of alcohol is bad for you. A little bit of alcohol, not bad for you. It's good for you. It's okay, right? It's kind of like that. Or you can look at it as like alcohol, meaning some alcohol tastes good and some alcohol tastes bad. But we own stock in Carnival. I bought it when COVID hit and it plummeted down to $6. All right, Jimmy, take care, man. Be safe. And don't forget to eat that popcorn. Popcorn's good. Everybody's walking their dog today in the high winds. Got to get the dog a walking. Trying to win at the video game, are you? Oh, good. I'm trying to win at life. I thought if you're trying to, why aren't you trying to get your homework done and get caught up and be better? Oh, crap. I forgot what that looks like. I can change it in a minute. How are you there? Cocoa or veg? I have no clue. I think, I don't know, to me that's kind of like cheese or vegetable. I don't know what you're saying there, my friend. I remember you from the other day, so thank you for being here. I think if I remember right, you were from India. I hope you're doing well. Uh, I'm not for sure. If you're saying that it's good to see such of a handsome person, well, I understand that. I get that a lot. Oh, crap. There we go. All right. Let's see. My teacher actually asked where our homework are before class, and I am acting like I am searching through my backpack. Uh-oh, you're a faker. Don't make me disappointed in you. Searching through my backpack, then I wait till he forgets about it. If he doesn't, I just tell him I forget it. I am very ashamed of you. I've never heard such blatant disregard in my entire life. I've never been so ashamed of somebody in my life. I tell you what, at least be man enough, woman enough to say, you know what, teacher, I didn't bring it. And you know why I didn't bring it? Because I didn't do it. And you know why I didn't do it? Because I didn't want to do it. Right? Just say that. Because I don't believe what you're teaching us is important. I don't think you're smart enough to give us the correct amount of homework or the right type of homework. Just do it. Be man or woman enough to do it. And then I'll have respect for you, my friend. I have faith in you. You can do it. Well, let me tell you, man, I have never heard such blatant disregard for your own personal education. You don't come, I would kick you out of class. You know, I taught college for 25 years. Man, if I was your teacher, I would be booting you out of class. I'd be telling you, look, if you don't want to be here because you're not prepared, you didn't come with your homework done, you don't even have a freaking pencil, then why don't you just go home? Why are you wasting my time? Why are you taking up a seat? Why don't you just go home? That's what I would tell you. And if you would say, well, you know, I can't because I'll get in big trouble with my parents, I would say, well, that's the point, right? And that's not my problem. Like, your problem isn't to bring a pencil to class. Well, it's not my problem, you know, what your parents do to you for being sent home. So there you go. That's what I would do, my friend. I would send you home. And if you didn't want to go, I would say, too bad. Too bad, too sad. And I would have you leave my class. But on a serious note, what I'll tell you is this. It's actually just a matter of disrespecting yourself, not the teacher, but it shows that you really don't have any respect for yourself to put yourself in that type of a situation, which means you want people to know that you're not trustworthy, you're not honorable, you're not somebody that does what they say they're going to do, you're not somebody that is serious, you're not somebody that would be good to have in a fight on a video game, right? Because if you can't even do those things, you know, I mean, that's how I see it. Because people, you know how people, what you got to understand is people only know about us what we show them, right? So what you're showing people now is that you're not somebody that can be counted on, reliable, dedicated, can follow through with things, right? And if that's okay with you, well, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not how I would want to be viewed by others. So that's my only thought for you. But if you're okay with people laughing at you, all right, well, there you go. Because I know a lot of times people think they're laughing with you, but they're really laughing at you. Like, oh, they think I'm funny. They're laughing with me. Nah, not really. They're laughing at you. They're getting enjoyment because you're the stupid one in class that can't even bring a pencil. I'm back now. All right, good. All right, let's see. Very nice, very nice. Looking good, senor. I'm looking good tonight. I hit the cap lock button like I was yelling and screaming. Crap. Pat's back in the house. How are you, Patrick? What's going on, buddy? Trying to get another Living with a Filipino video up and running, Pat. All right, good deal. Party time. Maybe I should change. Maybe I'll change that. Or maybe I should say parties. You doing good, Pat, today? Man, Pat, I'm telling you, I'm tired, I'm sore. We had a lot of really good food. Thanks to Lorelai and I, we cooked the majority of it, 99% of it. The funny thing was, we had so much food left over and so much food to send home, and the funny thing was, I forgot to take out 3 or 4 things. I forgot to put some ham out and some potato salad, crab. I forgot to cook the crab. I forgot to cook like 5 or 6 dishes. Yeah, so it was good. It worked well. They all ate like pigs, as you saw. You saw the food, I hope. And I went back and read all the comments. It looks like we didn't have any bad people on the live stream, so that was good, right? AJ's in the house. My views, your world. Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. How are you? Thank you. I got a new hat. I got 2 new hats. I got 2 new hats. This is one of them. I need to shape it a little bit better, as you can see here. It's a little raised up there. They kind of came in beat up a little bit. I got to work on the other one. So how are you doing, man? Doing good? Hello, AJ. AJ, you keep it up. Your channel is going to grow like crazy. You just keep doing what you're doing, and I think you can do well, man. Yeah. I stayed up really late last night because I was so exhausted. I woke up Sunday morning after the party, about normal time, I came out in the living room, hung out, did some things, and barely. And then I lay down and slept most of the afternoon. So I was up quite a while late. So yeah, you're gonna grow, man. You're gonna do good. I'm telling you. You keep doing you. In a few months, maybe a year, you'll be at 20, 25,000. I can see it. I can see what you're doing, and people will like it. So, but thank you. Here's my new hat. One of my new hats. I needed another blue hat. This one came in all crushed. I need to stiffen up the brim and work on it a little bit. And this one's a tiny bit big for my head. So, there you go. This is my other hat. Both of these hats ran about $30 to $40. These are just synthetic hats. They're not real straw, or real grass or straw or anything. They're just synthetics. So I got to work on them to kind of get them in shape. So cheaper hats, 30, 35 bucks each. I'll keep looking for some better ones, but these will get me through a few days. So I'm going to Subic tomorrow. Hope you get an opportunity to ride jet skis. There you go, more video. And get all the video of that type of good stuff you can. And just keep in mind, the bigger you're going to get, AJ, the more haters you may get. Embrace them haters. Let them talk shit about you to help you grow your channel. There'll be some of these bigger YouTube channels that will say bad things about you. You know, you just keep doing you, man, and don't worry about it. Take it home. I did order some new topical shirts. Hey, AJ, Pat, what do you guys think of this? You know, I know you guys have seen those videos. Look, where there's a really pretty girl who orders a new dress and she tries on her dress, or, you know, I'm going to make one of those videos of me. I got some brand new tropical shirts in that you guys have not seen. So I got one more coming in. Here in the next few days or the next week, I'm going to try to make one of those short videos like this, you know, that you put up of being like one of those beautiful women who's like, and changing out. I'm going to try to make one of those. Can't wait to go back to Dillard's. Yes. A lot of my shirts come from Dillard's. A lot of my shirts come from the Dillard's outlet store. We're close to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we go to the Dillard's outlet store and pick shirts up there for pennies on the dollar. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm going to watch a couple of them, and I got to kind of figure out, you know, how best to do it, you know, but I'm going to try to do one of those, you know. If the girls can do it, why can't I? Pat likes that and do it, yes. Because I got 4 more new shirts that I bought tropical for the summer, you know. I always need tropical shirts. I don't need any clothing, but I need tropical shirts and hats. Yes, I hope the outlet store is still open. The one in Tulsa is. And the one in Dallas was. And there was one down in Alabama too, if I remember right. But I like the Dillard's outlet store because I bought shirts that regularly were like, God, I don't know, 160 to 180 bucks or $20. I've gotten a lot of good shirts from Dillard's over the years. I got a couple cool hats too. So, but I bought some good shirts from Dillard's. This shirt, I don't know where, I don't know where it came from. It's not a Dillard shirt, but I'm a little fat for this one. This one's a little big on me, or a little small. I can button it up, but it's a little tight. But it's a cool looking shirt. So I've learned over the years, if you're too fat for your shirt, just wear an undershirt and act like you did it on purpose. You know, no, I'm not really that fat, you know. Yeah, you know how it is. I just got this brand new see-through dress, in the mail. Woohoo! And then yeah, right? Yeah. And, ooh, my next bathing suit is this one. But I got to keep it to where it's under 3 minutes. So I got to kind of, you know what I mean? Because I want to make it a short and upload it like they all do, so that I can get millions of views. You know? Well, you got to do something, man. I mean, the channel's growing, but it's not growing nowhere near as fast or as wealthy as I would like. But we grow every day, at least by one person. But, that's slow. You know, I'm still trying to make enough money to buy Lorelai a house. So, which haven't gotten very far. Not doing very good. And a lot of my shorts don't go anywhere anymore. At times, what's weird is YouTube will send your short will go crazy. And then you upload another short and it goes nowhere. I mean, literally nowhere. Drives me crazy. And I don't know I'll have to go back through. I don't think on the party live stream we did over the weekend, if there was any good parts I could cut out for a short. Oh, we had two Filipinos almost fighting at the party. You guys see? I don't know if you guys saw that. I might be able to edit that out. We had it was really funny. Let me write that down. I gotta write that down. Fight at the party. So, Jamie's in the house. Yes. Practice that with my hats. Yes. Yes. Jamie's in the house. I didn't see the fight. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you. Was it the girl with the fancy? Well, hell, they all had fancy blue dresses, Jamie. That doesn't help me at all. YouTube is dumb and its algorithm doesn't work, bro. It's crazy. I agree with you. I have a premiere today in 95 minutes. Outstanding. On the Dotonboro River Cruise in Osaka, Japan. That's cool. Drop the link. Go ahead and put your link out. You can do that. But anyway, Princess Avocado, Queen of the Avocados, Miss Avocado, how are you today? How are you and how are the baby and the children? They all had, it was during the, stupid people, I have to find it. I think the lady was, let me find the video or the live, get back to it. It was funny, they were arguing over who won the game, is what it was. When Lorelai was doing the games, they were playing a game, and they thought they cheated. One of the girls on there. We bought game prizes, winning prizes, let's see if I can go. It was the girl in the blonde hair, one of the blonde hair girls. One of them was the blonde hair, the messy blonde hair girl. She was a really nice lady. She stayed in the kitchen a lot doing dishes. And the other one was, let's see what the other one was wearing. But it was the very first game they were playing. The other one was wearing like a cream-colored jacket. She was the oldest one there, I think. A cream-colored jacket and more like a pinstripe dress. Okay? So they kind of got into a back and forth because the blonde girl thought she won the game because you had to know Lorelai, right? They were going through and saying, what size shoe does she wear, blah, 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 those type of things. And the girl with the tan jacket and the blue dress was sitting on the ottoman, and the other girl was standing up over by the kitchen table, the blonde-headed girl. And the blonde-headed girl said she won the game because she got 7 out of 10 or whatever. The other girl was like, no, you're lying, or you got it wrong, or no, you said it, gave the answer wrong. And so they're, and this is where I said, oh, we got to get the cage of death out, because they sat there arguing with each other about who actually won this stupid thing, which is just crazy. I thought it was crazy. I mean, really? Like, just, give both, and they both have money. And here's the deal. We gave out, I think each game prize that we gave out was like, I don't know, worth maybe $10, And both of these ladies' husbands have a lot of money, but they're fighting over a $10 prize. Cream color. Did she do karaoke? Yeah, I think they all did karaoke. Yeah, it was. Oh, there it is. Is that it right there? Hang on. Let me put my earplug in. Let me see if I can tell you the minute. Asa says, damn, this girl is flooding the chat. Who? Asked me? No, someone else. All right. Young Astra is probably confused because he's playing a game. Missy's channel is here. Nice. I think we had 2 ladies that had blonde hair. One had a lot more makeup on. The other one stayed in the kitchen, did a lot of work for us. Crazy. I thought it was funny, and I'll say this. Yeah, it was the one, let me say this. There's one blonde girl in a kind of a short, real shiny blue with a lot of makeup. That wasn't her. It was the other one. But I thought it was kind of funny. I noticed this, that when Lorelai opened up her Christmas gift, her birthday gift of her purse, I'm watching it right now, all the girls kind of got quiet. So there's a lot of this, right? And then once they realized she got a Louis Vuitton purse, they all kind of went quiet. I thought that was interesting. I'm not into video games, don't do much about them either. Yeah, me either. But yes, it was kind of crazy. Well, and I will say this, and she knows it, the blonde girl that we're talking about that almost got in a slug out fist with the older lady in the pinstripe dress with the tan jacket on, the blonde lady drinks a lot. And her name is, she's a really nice lady, but I think she drinks whiskey and Coke. Lots of it. But she was a savior at the party because she did so much work behind the kitchen. I mean, in the kitchen. She really, 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 really helped me in the kitchen like you can't believe. So I gave her thanks many, many times because she got food out and took trash and did the dishes and I mean, she did everything under the sun. So I would have gave her a door prize just for that. Tattoo on her back. No, that's the girl with the tattoo is not her. I saw the same woman who had the tripod. Yes. I made an announcement that this party was all about Lorelai, if you didn't see that part. Started making a TikTok and dance of some other ladies. She just had a dark blue ruffled dress and short hair. Yes, a tattoo on her back. Yes, well, and here and can I tell you what it was? All right. So the original, I think hang on. It might be easier if I just go and look at the photos. Let's see if I can find some photos. So, are you thinking of the one that had that tattoo on the back that had a slash like her dress did this? Or the one that had a longer blue dress and it had two straps? So the girl with all the makeup on that wears the one with the two straps, originally the TikTok girl. But they've heard my message, I guess. So she didn't do it as much until she went out into the garage. And they spent a lot of time out in the garage. Yeah. That was her. Yeah. I didn't know she had a tattoo on her back. I never really looked at her. Yes. Yep. I try to tell them not to. And while I was around, or I don't know, she didn't do it as much, but I totally agree with you. It was just irritating. Yeah, I know. Yep, that was her. You're right. She can't help herself. She thinks she's a TikTok star. And as we've talked about before, I just would never do what I do at somebody's house unless they ask me to do it. I've gone to a lot of parties and I go to people's houses, but I don't do this. And that's why I tried to make the announcement early on that, the night was all about Lorelai, And I think that calmed it down as like 10%, but not much. For some reason, that young lady just truly believes that she's the star of any show. She really believes that she's the star of the show, no matter where she goes, whether anybody wants her to be or not. It's just in her head. But everybody else was really good. I mean, of course, we only invited, decent people, I thought. Except for we have to invite her because, I don't know. But yeah, the lady in the white, or they're all blue, but the long dress that's striped, that has stripes like blue and white stripes. I've known her for forever. She's the one that her husband is worth, I don't know, 60, 80 million. I don't know how much he's worth these days, but lots. And then they got into this whole thing where they were trying to pose with their legs. I don't know if you guys saw that part of the live stream. They were all trying to show their legs off. I thought that was funny. Like, what are you guys doing? And being hookers? I don't know what you guys are doing. Why are you doing that? So, yeah. But that's her husband's money, and we have other friends that there's another couple there that is probably worth, 10 or 12. And some of the other people, there's another couple there that's probably worth 3 to 5. So, Tim says, good evening, Pack. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you. Jamie's got to be right back, Tim. How are you this morning? Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. How's your weather? I was reading. Don't make me read. Don't make me read. It's typical spring weather here. 70 degrees, cloudy, a little rainy-ish. I got a new hat, Tim. I did. I got 2 new hats. I finally decided on 2 new hats. Why do they have blue dresses on, you mean? It was a birthday party, and the theme of the day was blue. Shades of indigo or blue. So everybody was supposed to wear blue to the party. Good weather now, peso exchange rate is going up. All right. Is that a good thing for you? Oh, I mean in the chat? That's because they are moderators on my channel. That means I know them personally. So they get special treatment and have special privileges, is what they have. But Tim, I'll tell you, I'm glad the party's over. Wow, that's pretty high. That's pretty high. As it hasn't been over, 60 or 62 in forever, right? And don't they say that if it gets over 60, they're worried about it affecting the economy of the Philippines negatively? So you're asking if you can become a leader. Of course you can become a leader. Yeah, no shit, right, AJ? I mean, both of these women have, their husbands have money, real money, but they're going to fight over a $10 gift bag for winning a game. And I mean, they were getting a little heated there. I thought for a minute I was going to have to come up with something funny, or give them both a damn prize. Can I become a leader? Yes, you can become a leader. You know how you become a leader? You do it by leading by example. Meaning, when you go to class, you bring your pencil, your paper, your books, you do your homework, and when the teacher says, get out your homework, you're the first one to get out their homework. When the teacher says, does everybody have a pencil? And somebody says, oh, I forgot mine, you lend them one of yours. That's how you become a leader. Has not been ever over 60. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it was, once it gets to, I know they were talking about a couple years ago, maybe last year, that if it jumps up over, they worried about the economy in the Philippines collapsing or struggling if it's over 62. I don't know how true that is or if it would happen, but I know people were talking about that. But yes, that or their food. Don't get between them and their food. That's okay. When you give with a clean heart, you will get more back. Right? So someday when you're in a jam and you need something, somebody will be there for you because they remember that you were a good leader and helped them out. Yes, that's what I mean. They meant right. And that's kind of what I mean was not maybe collapsing is the wrong word. The inflation was going to happen, I guess. That if it got up above 62, they were really worried that it was going to drive prices up quite a bit. Hi, Tim. Sorry I was AFK. Uh-oh. Had to take care of Bruce. I was surprised seeing a 59 after it being 57.40 the other day. Yeah. Well, now's the time to cash in, I guess. But then again, it's been 56 and above forever, right? I mean, so, but yep, the party went off. You know, everything went good. Cigarettes have gone up 200 pesos per carton in the last few weeks. Wow. Wow. And that's without a tax? That's pretty, yeah. I got a robin eating worms out of my yard in front of me. He doesn't know I'm watching him. He's stealing my worms. Damn bird taking my worms. Thinking of birds, I got to get my hummingbird feeders down and get them out. What about everything else? I mean, I think, you know, I got to get some things for my hat. My hat's a little too big. I know a lot of people, and I guess in comparison, I don't know what a carton of cigarettes are in America, but somebody said the other day they're like $40 a carton or something. I don't know. I got to shape this hat. These hats came in all beat up, and I got to kind of shape them. AJ, my views your world is asking Tim, where do you believe? So I guess I'll just have to spend more money. There you go. AJ says, I was curious about how fast prices, yeah, how much it fluctuates. Yeah. Yeah, and I, you know, but it's kind of like, what are you going to do, right? I mean, gas is supposed to go up 10 pesos. Well, that's probably due to the war issues. Just when I was thinking about getting a car in a couple of months, you might want to wait. I'm in Angeles City. Okay, me too. Yeah, you guys, I thought we talked about that one other time, but you guys aren't very far from each other. 5-minute walk to SM City, Clark. So you guys are neighbors. Telling you. You guys are neighbors. Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be my neighbor? Neighbor, won't you be my neighbor? Wow, my trip to Manila has gone up 2K since 3 weeks ago. Wow. Well, that's kind of sucky. It's a good thing you got it over with, right? Yeah, gas is definitely going up here. But it's expected. But it should go down eventually again. It takes me out 20 minutes by the trike. Okay. Oh, I gotta get. I need to go to walmart.com. I know gas is gonna, I don't want to say the word skyrocket, but definitely here. But I got a feeling though, how do I want to say? Militarily, I think it's just going to give the justification to take over that strait. So I wouldn't be surprised. If this is a power play by Trump, what is it called? The Strait of Hormuz or something like that? To say, okay, see the world? Okay, if you want me to do something about this, I'm going to do something about it. This is why you got to have America. Because we will go in there and guard that strait and make sure ships get through there. We will guarantee it. So it's probably a way for us to kind of take it over like the Panama Canal, I got a feeling. I think it, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I just kind of think that's what where it's gonna go. All right. 10 pesos per liter. Right now, gas is $3 here. It's back up to $3. But, you know, they are predicting it's going to go up. And I don't know. And I hate the fact that it's going up. That doesn't make me happy at all, trust me. Yeah, I think it's 1 star. But I do think the invasion was needed, necessary, all of that. You know, is it great? No, but $4.22 per gallon. All right, it's $3 in my neighborhood. I know in other neighborhoods it's more, but it is only $3 here. I got somebody, we need to buy a gift for something, for somebody. A birthday gift. I need to buy a birthday gift. I've been thinking about just sending them an electronic gift card from Walmart. I'm trying to see if I can buy an electronic gift card. Credit card, no. Maybe under services? Because I don't know what to buy them. So I don't know if I got to go into the store or if I can just, I like to be able to buy them an electronic one and be able to just email it to them. But I might have to just go into Walmart and get one. Yeah, I see that. I got to go to the store to get it. Yeah, I see that. It looks like I got to go into the store to get one. I just know in other places, I've had people give us gift cards, and like I've had like, well, maybe that's businesses, Visa card, right? So like when you change your phone service or you do this or that, sometimes you get a card. It looks like I got to go and get one. Looks like I got to go inside. Which, you know, I guess not the end of the world. It just, that means their birthday's coming up this week. Just means I got to go to Walmart. And I really wasn't wanting to go to Walmart. You know what I mean? I'm always happy when I'm not at Walmart. One, I save money when I don't go to Walmart. All right, let me say this. I save a lot of money when my wife doesn't go to Walmart. So maybe I can go by myself and sneak in and get what I need and get out. And I did. I did. I got two new ones, the one you just saw and this one. So yes, I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Trying to get, this one's a tiny bit big, so I'm gonna order some hat sizers to make it a little smaller. This one's a little big, and, you know, I gotta steam it too. Oh, I need to get a steamer. I need to buy another mobility scooter really bad. So I've been studying them a lot, and I'm just so disappointed in the ergonomics of a lot of scooters I see. And I know a lot of people don't think about the ergonomics, but I do. A lot. I think a lot about the ergonomics. And for me, the ergonomic means I don't need my knees up into my chest. The one I have right now, I sit too low, so my knees pop up like this. And when you're riding it and your knees are up like this, it hurts your back. So I'm looking for the one that has a high seat, 22 inches or so. So that's one thing I'm studying, but I'm looking for a travel one like that. All right, Pat. Here's an interesting thing I'm looking at. So I found this one scooter that's, you guys will like this, right? All right, so here's a scooter, and I don't know the size yet. I haven't looked at that. I'm just looking at the price tag. If you want to get the red and black one, it's on sale for $899.99 from $999. Okay? So it's $100 cheaper or off. A red and black one. If you get the black and yellow one, it's the same price, $899.99, down from $1,999. So you save $1,099 from a black and yellow one or a silver and gray one. Exact same scooter. The color is the only difference. So a red and black one regularly runs you $999. A black and yellow or a silver and gray runs you regularly $1,999 for the exact same damn scooter. Doesn't that just blow your mind? I mean, just blows your mind, or blows my mind. See, and the problem, because I used to teach ergonomics, I know a little bit about ergonomics. And the seats are just too damn low. I don't know why they make them so low. And all the research I've done, I haven't been able to find a way to search, to filter for the seat height. They all want to tell you what the seat height is from the seat to the ground, right? But that's not what your concern is. Your concern is your seat from the floor of the scooter. Yeah, I guess so, right? And the silver, don't forget the silver. But isn't that just kind of kooky? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand because I know scooters and I know ergonomics, been there, done that. I mean, we need one that's easy for traveling. Isn't that just crazy? Come on now. And you know all the difference, right? Is a little piece of, the difference is a strip of plastic in the front like a grill on a car. It's on the front is what changes color, and on the back there's the same piece. Those are the two different. Oh my God. The shit we live in. Just funny. I really need a mobility scooter because, I mean, for outdoors work. I'd really like to have a better scooter when I'm outside. I really do. It's very important. But I need one also that you can travel in. The ones that you use for outdoor activities, like parks and zoos and places, they're not so good for airports and airplanes and cruise ships and hotels and places like that. They're not so good for that type of stuff. So it's kind of hard to decide what you're going to do. And a lot of times I can't find the stats that I want. I'm looking for, I want to see a schematic of the unit. I really do. So here's one that's airline approved. That's right, sport models gets more tickets. You got that right. See, dimension 40 inches, width of 17, height, that's the whole height. That's, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too picky in life. But say like the really good ones that are all adjustable that somebody like me would be happy with, $3,000. You know, which is just, come on now, give me a break. I'm poor. I'm just a poor American. I'm still not quite for sure. It looks like that one has an adjustable there, but yeah. And that's one thing that surprises me too, is I do look at the frequently asked questions, and I have, and that's not one that people ask. People want to, they don't. That's just not. I'm really strange because to me, that's one of the most important things that I'm looking for is one that the seat to the base of the scooter, not the ground, has to be at least 18, but preferably 20 inches. Because like a school chair or a normal chair that we sit in, the height of those run, kitchen table chairs, whatever you want to call them, they run anywhere from about 18 to 22 inches. Those are the normal height of a chair. But it's just weird that people don't seem to ask that question. And if I can find the schematics, right? And then I'm good. Then I can decipher it myself. I can look at it and tell. And I have found that measurement on certain brands of outdoor scooters. Yes, stools, but not chairs. Stools are about 30 inches. That's correct. Correct. And 30 inches on a scooter like this, a sit-down scooter, is too tall. Then you become top heavy. So that's one thing you got to be aware about. That is about being top heavy. Hey, look! I found the Alibaba knockoff website, and look there. I can get the $3,000 scooter for $300 on Alibaba. I wonder if I could actually buy that from Alibaba. Can Alibaba ship to America? Man, it's crazy. Peter Pan says, too many mods hurt your channel. Well, Peter Pan, that's why you're not a mod, because you would make it too many. Never gone to their website. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been on it either. It just popped up here, though. Let's see. And they do got some scooters that have like a foot peg on them, like you'd ride it like a motorcycle. A round peg, not a. And there is one brand that has like a foot pedal for like a cruiser motorcycle, but most of them have like a tube, and you don't want to rest your foot long distance on a tube. You're gonna hurt your foot. Yeah, it looks like Lazada and Sharpie. Yeah, Shopee. Yeah. Shed 2553 in the house. Any kiss? No kissing. I guess you're offended by kissing or you like to be kissed. Which is it? Sometimes if you can't find anybody to kiss you, you can always get a dog. Dogs like to kiss people no matter who you are. Pat says, I'm back in the house again. I'm still working on Scooter, Pat. Welcome back, Patrick. Good to have you back. But I need a good scooter to go fishing with too. So that's my problem and my dilemma. Do I buy a travel one or do I buy an outdoor one? And usually an outdoor one is not going to do a plane very easily. And then of course I'm always looking at the tire type. Pat, what are you going to have to eat today? I got lots of leftovers, so I don't know what I'm having. Lorelai said there was some leftover lumpia in the refrigerator. I haven't found it, but I'm going to see if I can find it. Say there. I found one that would be really cool, except for once again, the seat height is 15 inches. And now here's the problem. You might look at this. If your seat is here and you only got 15 inches here, right? It wouldn't be that big of a deal if you could stretch your legs, and if this is the tiller or the steering column, usually they have fenders here. So you can't stretch your legs out. You have to lift your legs up and over, and the decking between here and here is not very long. So you don't have enough room to extend your leg out like this to ride it kind of like a cruiser. You have to sit almost upright, which shoves your ass this way, which tweaks your back. That's why it has to be at least 18 inches versus 15 inches. If it had a way that you could stretch your legs further out, then you might be able to get away with it, where you could kind of just sit there and let your legs kind of do this. Okay, Pat. I've been trying to work on a video about mobility scooters for 2 years now, but I need Lorelai to go with me to the mobility scooter store and have her help me with the camera work and stuff while I examine and talk about scooters. So I can finish up a damn video I've been working on forever. And it's already, oh wow, daylight savings time has changed. That's the deal. I'm like, man, I just looked at the clock and it's almost 7:30 here. I'm thinking, man, 7:30? How did it become 7:30? That's just crazy. And I realized we just went through daylight savings time. Ah, here's one that might have like a bicycle seat column. You know how bicycle seats can slide up and down, you can tighten it down? See if I can zoom in closer and see. Come on, give me more pictures. Oh, this one might be, I gotta read about this one. The one leg hang off the side like a golf cart and then cross your arm. Yeah. You know, Tim, I'll tell you one thing that's really funny I find, and I know this is stupid, but I find when I'm at like Walmart and I'm using their scooters are so damn slow. But I don't know if you've ever rode motorcycles, but I used to ride a motorcycle on a regular basis, a cruiser, you know, a fat bike, and when I'm on those damn mobility scooters, I ride it like a motorcycle. I have my legs a lot of times spread out on the floor, you know, and I'm kind of like, because I feel like I'm going so slow, I'm going to tip over from riding a motorcycle, you know? This one has an adjustable height seat, but I'm telling you, it's not going to hold up. So take this one off the list. I know, you know, so there's one out the door. So let's forget about that one. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I don't know. And then of course, if I buy an outdoor one that I would use for fishing and you know that type of stuff, then my problem is they're so heavy. They weigh 200 and 250 pounds. The good ones, you know, like at Baja Pride Baja, is hell. You're gonna have to put a trailer hitch on your car and buy one of those ramps. You know, or not ramps, but bed or things, attachments, so that you can carry them around. And we don't have one of those on Lorelai's car. So I would have to spend, I don't know, 300 to 500 bucks having one of those installed on Lorelai's Subaru. I got one in my truck, a receiver's hitch. Hoverboard? Yes. You know, the funny thing is, see, this one for 3,200 has one, and this is a good travel one, a good brand. It's not a fake one. With a good ground, this one's the one to buy. But what was I going to say? Oh, the interesting thing is this. You know, we've traveled enough that I know you can't have like two-wheeled scooters in a lot of places. They don't electric scooters. Like if you go to a fishing pier, those type of devices aren't allowed. E-bikes are not allowed on fishing piers. But mobility scooters are because they can't deny your disability, right? So you got to be careful because there are a lot of different other scooters that would work that are even trikes, but they're not classified as mobility scooters, so you can't take them certain places, like the malls. So it has to be a listed mobility scooter so that you can go where anybody who's handicapped can go. BJT is in the house. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for watching the live stream the other day. I hope you enjoyed it. They do. They usually make them more for like law enforcement, mall security. Some corporations have them. They are quite a bit different now than they were. They're a little bit bigger, bulkier. They're a little bit more like a two-wheel car, but a small two-wheel electric car. I like the adjustable seat, but I don't know. Always do? Good. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. It can be quite entertaining, our party live streams. And I'm sure nobody minds the fact that I'm not there talking all the time. It's just watching people do what people do. And I know a lot of people say, we want to see more girls. Less David, more girls. Less David, more girls. Yeah, I have. They use them quite a bit in, well, like the big outdoor malls in Dallas or Branson. I mean, places like that. You got somebody driving around on one that's like, they use them at sporting events around here. So you'll see cops, you know, or security running them around here. But they're more decked out a little bit more now versus the way they were. BJT, how are you doing today? What's going on in your part of the world for the day? I just realized we were in daylight savings times. I looked at my clock and went, crap, it's almost 7:30. Man, how did I get on this on the air so long, you know? Yeah, and I think the new Segways are probably a lot more stable than they used to be. But I've seen them used like, in malls and places like that. College campuses, they're really popular on college campuses for the police. You can't, as a student, you can't use them, I don't think, but the police can use them. Wow. Did he drive off of a cliff because his Segway didn't take off like it was supposed to? They didn't become as popular. He thought everybody would be using them. He thought cities would change how they lay seats, See, and here's like one that I got to do the dimensions on. So when you look at the schematics, it talks about, all right, the seat to the floor, the ground, is 22 inches. So now I got to look to see, well, how tall is it? What's the ground clearance? Ground clearance isn't listed. It looks like ground clearance might be 4 inches. So that would put that seat at 18 inches, which is doable. But now this one says your seat thickness is 3 inches. So are they saying it's 22 inches from the top of the foam? So that's 3 inches less when you compress it down. So that makes it 19 inches to the ground. I know I'm picky, but ground clearance on this one is only 3 inches. So you take 22 minus 6, there's your seat height. And therefore, ergonomically, it's too damn low. Just crazy, right? But this one's $3,000 also, so. All right, well, I didn't realize it was pushing 7:30, so I think I'm gonna jump off of here. I need to feed my dog, Lily, get a little dinner, or maybe just, I'm still wore out from the weekend, literally exhausted. My legs hurt, my ankles hurt, I'm exhausted from the freaking party. So I think it's time for me to just kick back, relax, and eat something. Foam does collapse. It does. So if they're saying 3 inches, there you go. You just lost 3 inches. So I'm too picky, but if I'm going to spend $2,000 on something that I need, I'm going to make damn sure that I'm happy with it. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for attending tonight. We will be online this week a lot. I'm going to try to get busy and do some things. So we appreciate everybody coming in, everybody being here, Tim, Pat, everybody. You guys all take care. If you need anything, you just let us know. All right, guys, take care.